Now, one thing in particular that I have to look at because I'm a bike messenger in the city, is that the points of education when riding a bike, right? So I'll see somebody, like, let me use Melissa for example. We're going to the street. We'll go into the street, right? There's another person I know. Shout out to 214. You know who you are. I remember this story, by the way. So if you see this, I'm gonna post this as a clip so you know I'm talking to you, right? She told me that she would see a car 3 blocks away, right? And she wouldn't even. No, she's obviously joking, but she 3 blocks away. She's not crossing the street because she want the car to hit her, right? Now, the problem with that is the points of education, right? You go, okay, against hyperbole, the car's 3 blocks away. So you know the car is very unlikely for that car to hit me from 3 blocks away, right? You go, okay, am I gonna walk across the street? As one point of education. Am I gonna run across the street? Second point of education. You go, are there lights that the car has to run through? Okay. If I see him run the first 2 lights, I go, okay, something is off here. Let me stay on the sidewalk. All right. You look for, are there other people that he has to hit first to get to me? Are there other cars that he has to drive through first to hit me? You take all these different things into account, and then you make a decision as to what you want to do. But if you only use one point of education and you go, I see a car that's coming in my direction, I'm afraid, I'm going to run, that's where you have these problems. And that's, to me, why I feel like it annoys me the most, is because people don't take the time to go, okay, what is happening here? So for me, if I'm riding my bike, right, a couple things I'll look at if I'm going into traffic or cars coming my direction or things like that, right? If I'm going down a street, I will look at the crosswalk of a street that's perpendicular to me, right? Which it would be, if I'm going straight, it'll be to my left, right? I will check to see if people are in that crosswalk, because I know if people are in that crosswalk, I'm looking at their face, because their face will tell me if a car is coming, because they don't want to get hit by a car, right? And if a car is coming and they aren't looking, the car will hit them first before it hits me. So I know, okay, I will hear them scream from getting hit by the car, and it'll alert me to know, oh, I should get out of the way, right? I look to see, okay, which way is the one-way sign pointing? I go, okay. I'll look to see, are there lights from the car coming on the street? I'll look to see, is it a red light or a green light? I'll look to see, some of the things I'll look for. Let me see. I got the crosswalk for people. I got the lights. I got the one-way stop sign. And even then, with all of those different things that I have, just to be sure, I'll still look over there to see if the cars are coming or not. Just to be sure. But what I don't do, which I think a lot of people tend to do, is they freak out. They'll stop. They'll sit in the street. They'll wait for everybody they'll creep into the street really, really slowly. And to me, I think that's problematic, because people aren't actually weighing the threat level, and they are attributing a higher threat level to a smaller actual threat. So if somebody is walking in the street and a toy car's coming down the street, they're attributing that same threat level as if to an 18-wheeler was actually coming down the street. And I think that causes people to act irrationally. And when people act irrationally, that's when you start having fears, phobias. That's when you start having people doing things that negatively affect other people, making decisions that actually harm the majority of people. If I make a decision based out of fear, as opposed to actually checking to see what's going on or to seeing what the facts say, it's more likely that I'm going to have a negative outcome from it, because I'm only using one point of education to determine what my solution or what my goal will be, when in fact there are either hundreds or thousands of points of education to determine what goal or what solution I should come up with. So that was my little game for today. So with Melissa, I keep bringing Melissa up because we live together, and I have a really large issue with the fact that she be having fears of flies and birds and what else you be afraid of, Melissa?
It's a long list.
It's a very long list, right? Now, I think that the reason that she is afraid of these things is because it's 1 or 2 points of education. She'll look at a fly and go, it's a fly, it might kill me. That's it. It's a bird, it's going to attack me. Bird's going to attack me. I see it, it's going to fly over here and attack me, right? And I think that it will cause her to, not as much now, cross the street, freak out, things of that sort. I think that if Melissa were to actually, which in the future we're gonna do this. We're gonna have like a little series of like conquer Melissa's fears. We're gonna go do all the different things. We have a nicer camera. We're gonna go and have Melissa go into like a bird house and like play with pigeons and like go to like a pet store and like be in a bird cage. Like, a lot of different things. A lot of different things, because Melissa will understand once she sees the multiple points of education. She'll be like, oh wow, I'm not afraid. For example, like for a cat, right? If you see a cat, you might be afraid because it's a cat and a cat attack people. But there are multiple things that happen before a cat attacks you. Their eyes might dilate. Their tail might start moving around too much. They might change their body language. They might start pushing their nails out. If you start seeing all these things, then you go, wait a minute, I should probably move from here. Something's going to happen. But if you see a cat playing with a ball by himself and you're afraid of the cat because the cat is off in the corner by himself in a cage playing with a fake rat or a fake mouse, it's like there's no reason for you to be afraid. But I think that's what happens with Melissa and birds, where it's like if she was to actually learn about birds, understand how they act, how they work, what their point is, what they try to do, her fear wouldn't be as big, because she might walk down the street and be like, oh wow, that bird's actually looking for a mate, or that bird actually trying to find food, that bird just gave birth to a couple babies a couple of days ago. And when she sees those things, oh wow, that's not scary. Like a bird chance of killing you is one. I have a better chance of getting killed by using makeup than I do by a bird.
How you know that?
I'm just saying, it could be. Honestly, if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure it is. All the fake makeup out there, I'm pretty sure there are way more makeup deaths related than there are pigeon deaths in the city, in the world. I don't think a pigeon ever killed anybody. How did a pigeon kill somebody? So these are things that I think about. So that's how I wanted to touch on with the whole fear thing. And that also kind of ties into how people are perceived to be, how black people are perceived to be guilty until proven innocent, right? That's kind of how it works for us. And the problem with that is we have to prove our innocence, as opposed to other people who are already innocent and then they have to be proven to be racist. That's how it works. So if I walk down the street and I see somebody and I'm a racist, I see somebody down the street and I go, damn, that person right there, they're probably going to do something bad to me. They're already guilty. Before they even did anything, before they look like anything, already off top of the head, they're guilty. In America, you are innocent until proven guilty. I believe in England or something over there, UK, somewhere like that. You're actually guilty first. And then you have to prove your innocence, which I think is crazy. But we don't live here. So for everybody that wants to be pro-American, all the white people, all the other racists, Asians who are here in America, the Indians and the Spanish, who love to demonize and dehumanize black people, they like to say, or they like to imagine, not even imagine, they subconsciously believe that you are guilty by your skin color until you actually prove that you're not, which is, for example, Obama. It's like, oh, I know Obama. He's a president. He went to Harvard. He did all these cool things. He's not a LeBron James. He's not a bad guy. He plays basketball. He's proven to be a nice person. What? Oh my goodness. Look at all these other famous black people. These guys, he's wearing this doctor right here. He's wearing a doctor suit. Whatever doctors wear. I don't even know what doctors wear. Doctor jacket. This guy's a lawyer. He looks like somebody. He's proven to me that he is not a bad person based off of what he has done already. Everybody else, though, everybody else is a proven innocent at first. We see them and go, it's a blank slate. And we go, that guy did something that was kind of weird. He might be a weird person. He might be racist. He might be prejudiced. He might be dumb. He might be ignorant. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt first, and then he has to prove to me that he is not what I think he is. And I think that's one of also the major problems that we have. Now, again, I am not telling anybody. I do not want. Let me drink some water because my mouth is getting kind of dry.
Make sure you wipe those members of your lip too.
Hey, come check it. Or you just look up. Damn, I probably should have got my phone to you there instead. But you're already here now.
Check what is.
Okay.
Yeah, my head suddenly hurts.
Yeah. What's I thinking about? What was I saying? You know what I was saying?
You were talking about racist people. You were talking about, you said doctors. After that, you said something. What did you say?
Oh, okay, I remember.
Proven
Yeah, I
yes.
remember. What I was pretty much saying is people. This is the Let me just make sure I say this because I want everybody to understand this. Every time you see something on TV, like the guy who got killed recently with the car chasing thing, and I think somebody else got shot. The guy that they allegedly, the black guy that was running, they said he got killed. Right? I feel like people are always outraged by these things, right? As if they did not know that these things are possible, right? Like we're surprised, like we haven't seen this over and over again. And funny enough, I think that's how we know that society is getting back to normal and that the quarantine is lifting is because we're starting to see this on TV now, starting to see this on TV more. Because we had like a month or 2 3 months where there was nobody black getting killed for no reason. It was regular. As soon as it said, "Oh, quarantine is up," just like that, black people back outside getting shot by the police, right? So I think that that's how you know we should be out of quarantine and lockdown in about a month or so. As soon as you start seeing more black people getting killed by the police for no reason at all, right? But my point is, we should not be surprised by this anymore. Stop being surprised. Stop acting like oh my God, this is terrible. Why is it? We already know that cops kill people of black people, right? And they don't get convicted for it. They rarely get charged for it, and it happens, and then it goes away. This happens all the time. So we can scream and shout all we want to, and as long as until we decide that we're gonna do something, like me personally, I don't even care about it no more because I know that I can't do anything about it right now. But when I get to the point that I can do something, you can believe I'm gonna do something. But I'm working on myself so that I can get to that point. That's one reason why I had this podcast. Because when I have the platform to actually speak about these things, I want my voice to actually be able to do something. I don't want to be on Twitter tweeting and doing nothing, pretending like I care about something that I don't care about. I'm gonna do a little challenge and this and that. I'm not doing none of that stuff because none of those things solve the problem. When I get to the position where I can actually solve the problem, which is what I'm working on now, I will solve these problems. You're not gonna catch me. Oh my God, I wish they would just stop. No, they're going to keep doing it. Go ahead. When I get to the point where I can change that, you can believe if I find out that something like this happened, I'm throwing you under the jail. I'm putting. I want them to be so afraid to even be thought about as being racist or prejudiced or disproportionately ticketing black people. Because I want them when they come to the office and they find out like how many people in this precinct was arrested because of what? Okay, you're fired. You're fired. You're cut. Your pay is cut, and you're on desk duty. But how can you? If anybody want to argue with me, the whole building is shut down. I'm trying to get to that point, right? But I'm not. I don't care about these little things here and there. And I feel like if everybody had that mindset of actually doing something about it, there would be an actual change. Because you can tweet about this, you can go jogging in the park to run with Ahmad or whoever, I forgot his name. It's three of y'all. You tweeted about it, you ran with him. Now tomorrow, what happens then? Now it's over. I don't believe y'all not authentic to me. Like you just say it, okay, I did it, I ran, yay, we running. I posted a video and he died, but I posted a video on Twitter. I'm so happy that I posted a picture of this guy on my Instagram because now I show that I care. You don't really care, right? There are different ways to show that if you really care, do something. Don't just post it up online somewhere. Go and do. You're not gonna catch me posting about that stuff. I run with this person. I stand with this person. I kneel with that person. I don't care. None of those things mean anything. It's virtue signaling. Everybody wants to get cool points for being like, look at me. I said this cool thing about this person. I should be nice. And it's like, no, do something, right? This is mildly unrelated, but I bet a lot of people didn't even know they have meetings about the MTA. Like you can actually go to an MTA meeting and voice what you dislike about the MTA. They allow you to go there and ask questions and put in what you want to be changed and things like that. Nobody knows about that. You know what y'all do? We gonna tweet about that shit. We gonna write it on Facebook. We gonna go on Instagram, post a picture of the trains being packed on Instagram. Okay, sure. Hopefully, maybe they see it, maybe they don't. But if you go to where they at, put pressure on them in real life. Hey, John, why is this happening? I need answers for this. We gave you this much money, you made that much money. Where is it going? Why is it not going here? But funny enough, they do have like a two question limit, I think, something like that, which is kind of funny. But again, if you and your friends pull up, if 10 of y'all pull up, 20 of y'all pull up, make that an event. Post that on Twitter. Post y'all going to the meeting. Now that would be fire. If y'all posted 15, 20 people, you and your friends, y'all could post on Twitter. Post y'all pulling up to one of these meetings and with town hall meeting, whatever they're called, and pressing these people. Press them. Y'all could come in your Balenciagas. Y'all want to come in your Jordans. Y'all want to come in your tailor-made suits. Y'all want to come in whatever clothes. Pull up there in the boat. It doesn't matter with the weave, the fake, all the makeup, all everything. Pull up there and ask these questions. Because you really want answers, you'll have answers. Because when you start asking questions and you start seeing like, wait a minute, two things are going to happen when you ask questions, right? Two things. One, you're going to realize, wow, these people are really dumb. Like, you telling me this guy runs the MTA? He's what? He's not that smart. And two, what it will do is it'll wake you up to realize how smart you actually are, because you'll be like, wait a minute. They let him be the CEO of the MTA? I'm smarter than he is. Come on, I could do this shit. And then they'll empower you to go and actually do something and change something, as opposed to just tweeting about it. So that's one of the things. That's why I always say, stop freaking trying to have somebody else fix your problems. Go fix your problem yourself. The problem with, when it comes to racism, racist people, right? I think it's so funny that if you ask anybody, they'll tell you that majority of people don't care about the blatant racists. If you come to me and be like, I don't like black people, it's like, I bet. I feel like I'll have a better rapport with somebody that comes out and says to me, listen, I don't like black people because y'all stink. I'll be like, damn, my chest. I don't stink all the time, just sometimes. They be like, well, listen, I went to the place. I don't know why you have this hair that look like that. I don't know why you act like this. I don't know why you always shooting people. I don't know why you always stealing and robbing. Y'all just terrible. But y'all need to die, all of y'all. I'll be like, well, that's kind of wild, but all right. I think everybody would understand. Everybody that I know goes, listen, I don't agree with what he's saying, but he's wild. Listen, he want to say that. That's cool. We don't like the people who will come up to you and be like, I stand for black people, and then go back home and be like, fuck all the black people. We hate y'all, right? And we hate y'all not because you don't like black people. We hate y'all because you're not authentic, right? The problem with most people is that they don't know how to be authentic. And me and Melissa had a conversation the other day about this, where she actually asked me, how do you be yourself? Like, how do you get to the point of being yourself? And I believe that everybody has the same moral compass, right? I think that, and when I say everybody, I mean the majority, 99% majority, not the people who have mental illnesses and psychopathic tendencies and whatever. Like, the majority of people have the same moral compass, right? I think what happens is people ignore that moral compass. And I think that the people who do it a lot, it's easier for them to ignore it. But I still believe that voice is there. I believe that everybody has that. You want to call it a conscience. Everybody has that, right? Now, the way that you become your authentic self is to listen to that voice more often, right? Now, I believe that your conscience is your future self, right? So that's the higher level of you. That's you becoming a greater person. So the more that you actually listen to that thought, those positive thoughts, or those not even I don't have to even be necessarily positive, like I'm so happy, whatever, go lucky person. It's just the thoughts that are right, where you feel something is wrong and you go, yo, that don't seem right. Like, something about that seems off. But then you go, shh, conscience, shut up. Don't say nothing, conscience. Just stop talking to me, right? Like, you want to lay in the bed and your conscience saying, you got to do your homework. You got to get up and film the podcast. You got to edit the podcast. You got to go, practice this sport. You got to do some work or study something or save money or stop spending money on food. Your conscience is telling you know these things, right? Your brain is literally telling you, yet you know what you have to do. Now, it's up to you. Can't your brain? You can't. Your brain cannot be for your body will not do those things until you decide to do them. You will have the thought, but until you decide to go, okay, you know what? I'm going to spend less money on food this month. Then you'll start doing it. And then what will happen is your conscience will change to something else because your conscience is trying to have you grow and get to a higher level of being for yourself. So I think that it's this is one of my theories, right? Is that your conscience is your future self fighting with your present self because and that's why it's hard to grow. That's why it's hard to get to the next level of your life because you keep looking at it like, well, it's my body says it's easier for me to lay in the bed. I want to buy food. I just gonna eat the food that I know is unhealthy for me. I'm gonna keep talking to this person that I know I shouldn't talk to, right? And that's because every decision that you made up until that point got you to where you are right now. So it's kind of a cognitive dissonance where you're like, oh my goodness, I both these things are true. Like I want to do both of these things, but you can't. You have to decide, yes, I got to where I am from that past. Now either I want to be here, right? But I'm not going to be able to move from here unless I listen to my conscience, which is telling me, okay, you got to this boyfriend that you want to get, you got to this job you want to get. That's not it. You're going to do more. You here, you're going to do the best that you can be here. You're going to be with this person. You go, you know what? How can I improve my relationship with this person? I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to clean for this person. I'm going to cook for this person. That's what they want. Your brain will tell you what you need to do for these things. And if it doesn't tell you, what will end up happening is the other person, if everybody's acting on their conscience, the other person will come to you and self-correct for you. So they'll be like, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. And then you'll go, wow, I didn't even think about it like that. Now you have that new conscience. So that's the higher level of yourself. And you can decide to listen to that and to keep growing. Or you can decide, you know what, I'm going to stay where I am right now. Now you can keep fighting it. And you're going to keep fighting it. Ain't no what's going to happen. You're going to stay in the same place you was in before. So one of the ways I feel like you can kind of become more authentic is to like self-assess, right? So you have to... Ooh, my throat baby's bad. Melissa fell asleep. Okay. I see your hair. Your hair is mad low to the ground. I'm like, how it get so low to the ground? I'm like, she probably laying down. So what was I saying? Okay, you have to self-assess, right? You got to sit down and audit your life, and you got to go, what do I want? What do I want in my life right now, right? For me personally, my goal right now is to make enough money from passive income that I don't have to actually go to be a bike messenger anymore. That's my goal. And I have to ask myself, am I doing the things that'll get me to that goal? For me, the answer is yes. I can unequivocally say the answer is yes. I'm doing, I was going to say all, but I had to think like that's all I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure I'm doing all that I could be doing. I'm going to say majority because I haven't processed it enough to think what else I could be doing. But I'm doing, in my brain saying all. I'm doing all the things I could be doing to get to that point, right? Everything that my conscience is leading me in that direction, I'm going with it. I'm like, all right, I know I should be doing this, I'm doing that. I know I should be doing this, I'm doing that. And if I'm not doing it, I'm working to get to that point. Like today, the podcast didn't start at 12. We wanted to start at 10, started at like 11 and some change. Last week, we started the podcast after 12. So we're getting better. I'm getting better and better trying to get to that point of achieving the goals that I need to achieve to get to that next self, get to that next level of myself, to get close to that goal that I have, right? So when you sit down and you think about it, you go, okay, I have a business, or I have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you go, okay, I want to make more money, or whatever the case might be, I want to eat healthier. You go, am I doing the things that will help me eat healthier? And as soon as you think that to yourself, I'm telling you right now, as soon as you ask yourself that question, your brain will answer you immediately. You can ignore it, and people tend to do that. They'll go, oh, yeah, but that seems so hard. I don't know. I'm telling you right now, the majority of the time, if you go with the thing that seems harder to you, that you don't want to do, that's probably the right thing to do. 99% of the time, that's like the right thing to do. All majority of the time, right? And when you start going, you'll start doing this. Your body start going, I know. That's what your body will do. I know I should be doing that. It's because you know what the right thing to do is. You're just not doing it. So ask yourself, what is the thing I want to do? Am I doing the things to get there? When you answer yourself what those things are, start doing those things. It's that simple. That's how you become authentic, right? You start doing those things because what will happen is you'll get a new level of confidence. When somebody comes to you and challenges you about something, maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to, speak and be more articulate. Maybe you want to get better handwriting. Maybe you want to eat healthier. When somebody comes to you and goes, I thought you told me you're going to eat healthier. And now you'll say, well, actually, I am. Right now, I got my unhealthy meals down to once a week. Before, I was eating unhealthy meals every day, but it's only once a week now. And you'll feel better when you have that on you. Like, oh yeah, I'm doing it. I'm not there yet, but I'm in progress to get there. But as opposed to somebody comes to you and say, I thought you were gonna eat healthy, and you go, yeah, how you make a joke like, I would, but it's so cheap and eating healthy is so expensive. Come up with some lie to yourself to tell them, make everybody feel better. But when they leave, damn, I lied to them, I lied to me, and I'm not progressing to where I want to get to. So I feel like you have to do that thing. You have to self-assess what you want to get to, and then after you do that, you have to ask yourself, how do I get there? And then start doing those things, right? So that's one part of how you become authentic. Next part, right? Conquer your fears. Because you have to come down to self-assessing. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Your brain, like I said, your brain will answer all of these questions for you without you having to really go too deep into it. The first thing comes to your mind, that's it. It's literally that simple. What am I afraid of? Boom, that, right? So once you figure that out, you know what you gotta do. You gotta do the work. Now your body can do this. I know, but I don't wanna. You can turn into like a 3-year-old. Right? It's just natural because your body is trying to literally fight. Your body wants to be at something called homeostasis, which is pretty much where, is it homeostasis or homostasis? Homeostasis, where it's in the middle. It wants to be comfortable all the time. It's like, don't move me from here, whether that be mentally, whether it be physically, whether it be what you eat. It doesn't matter what it is. Your body's like, listen, we operate at this temperature. We operate at 7.368. We don't want to go nowhere past 7.368. We want to stay right here, right? The minute that you decide that you want to be better, that means you're moving forward. Your body's like, no, why are we doing that? I don't want to do that. Just stay right in the bed. Don't move. That's not, right? That's what happens. Now, that it's kind of funny too, because again, this might not be natural, which is kind of funny. I haven't really just figured it out yet, but like working out, for example, right? That's a way that people have cheated the way the muscle in the body works to get a desired result. So you're literally injuring yourself every time you go to work out. You're tearing your muscles every time you go to work out. That's the purpose of working out, because you're trying to cheat the system of your body to repair itself. Your body is going, what is happening on the outside? What are you doing? Why am I ripping? Okay, we don't know what's going on. Let's go fix that muscle, because clearly something's wrong up there. And we're going to make it stronger so that whatever tears it won't happen again. Right? And you go, oh, shit, I got bigger muscles now. That shit's fire. I'm stronger now. And your body goes, all right, cool. We have done enough training, or we've done enough repairing for your body to now be able to lift 100 pounds. So we're good. Right? And you go, I want to lift 200 pounds. Your body's like, what the f? You want to do what? What? Why are you doing that? So now you go and you lift enough weight to lift 200 pounds. And now you rip more muscle. Your body goes, what's going on out there? Now I got to go and I got to repair again, because clearly we thought 100 pounds was enough repairing, but we need to repair for 200 pounds. So I have to go out and then repair for 200 pounds.
Drink water.
Huh?
Drink water.
Oh, I did. My mouth is still kind of dry. I was talking fast.
It sounded like the mouth got kind of.
Oh. So, let me check the camera too. Oh, okay, still recording. So what else? Yeah, so like I said, that's kind of how it is. So it's weird because it's like, do we want to get? Does the body want to improve, or do we want to improve for our own being? Like, why do we want to get better? Regardless of why we want to get better, we do want to get better for whatever reason that is. So when it comes down to fear, ask yourself, what am I afraid of, and go conquer those fears. I don't have any fears, right? Now, the thing about fear is that it is a feeling that you get, right? It is not. You can react to that fear however you want to. All it is a feeling. So there are people have said to me that was scary, or how did you do that thing, whatever the case might be. And it's like, I may have felt the same thing that you feel. We both feel that feeling of what fear is supposed to be. I just may act on it differently than you do. That doesn't mean I didn't feel it. It just means that I got scared of this thing and I went, yeah, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyways. You can do that same thing. You can just decide, oh, you know what? I want to save money, but whatever you come up with, maybe I'm afraid to grow into who I am. Or I'm going to tell, here's another example. You may be afraid to tell somebody you don't want to be with them. You may be afraid to tell your parents that, yo, you being disrespectful. And you are afraid of what the response is going to be. Now, once you say that to them, right, you may feel the fear at first, but you still have the choice to say that to them. Now, once you say that to them, they may have a response, right? But at the end of the day, it's this, what I'm talking about right now is pretty much getting over the fear. Now, a lot of times, the majority of the times that I've noticed, with everything that everybody feels afraid of or afraid about, never really happens. So people feel like, well, if I tell my mom, don't talk to me like that, or if I tell my significant other, I don't like that you're doing this, or if I go out and I, talk to these, hang out with these birds on the street, then, yeah, no, she's sleeping. I said birds and she didn't move. See, I knew it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's how you conquer your fears, right? You go out and you choose the one you want, go about after it, right? The other thing is that you have to do is you have to figure out where you are right now. So like I said earlier, you have the top level, which is up here. I don't know if you can see my hand. I don't know where my hand is at. So you have here, which is where you want to be, right? And then you have to go in the middle is how do I get there, right? Which is the middle. And then you have at the bottom, where am I at right now? You have to have all three of these things. You can't have where I'm at right now and how do I get there? Because there's no top. Where are you trying to get to? You have no goals. You can't have a goal and where you're at right now because there's no way to get to the goal. You have to have all three of those things to become authentic. You have to decide, where am I at right now? Am I successful? Am I on the path where I want to get to? Did I start the race that I want to, achieve or whatever I want to get to? Did I actually get to that point yet? And where do I want to get to when I start on this race, right? Another thing that comes from that is it allows you to be, what's what I'm looking for? It allows you to be stronger because once you assess who you are as a person, when somebody comes to you and tells you something about yourself, either one, you already knew it, or two, you can kind of debate and say, yo, who are you and why do you think you can either tell me that, one, or two, it's interesting that you think that. Why do you think that? And then once they give you an answer, you can go, A, who do you think you are and why do you think you can tell me that? Or B, you go, I didn't think about it like that. I'm going to take that into consideration. But you don't have to I think the words capitulate to what they say. You don't have to just go, okay, you said that I'm ugly, I'm an ugly person. Or you said now, or you don't just go, oh, I'm ugly, yo, fuck you, you dusty bitch. None of those things you have to do. You have to do either one of those. You can just be like, why do you think I'm ugly? You think I have a big nose? You think I have big eyes? You think I have big lips? You think I have big forehead? You think my face is not symmetrical? Why do you think that? And they go, well, because the thing though, when you ask these questions, people, if they don't have an answer, you go, oh, you're just being a hater. That's it. You don't have an answer for that. You're just being a hater. And you go, okay, I'm not even going to take what you said into account. Or they may actually tell you something. They might be like, listen, I think you're ugly because I don't like the way you dress. And you go, oh, wow, that's crazy. That's actually interesting because I actually just started buying new clothes. I didn't even think about that. That's great. And you do that and you have that conversation, but you don't immediately just take what they say to heart. You either ask them why they think that and you go from there. Right? So those are the main reasons that I have, or I feel like how to become more authentic with yourself. Those are the things you have to do, not authentic with yourself. Those things you have to do to become more authentic as a person, to find out who you are. And one of the things about being authentic, like, is again, is not letting somebody encroach on your space. I look at it as like, if you ever see those games, I'm gonna put a little thing right here. I want to do this effect, right? So you got this right here, boom, right? Now, what you don't want to happen is you have the middle part in the middle, right? This is you, right? Over here. And over here is the other person, right? 50-50, right? What you don't want is to have that line move over here. So now they have 53 and you have 47, right? You don't want that. You want to keep it as close to 50 as possible. 50, 49.9 and 50.1, right? That's what you want. Keep it as close to the middle as possible, because the more that they start to encroach on your space, and space doesn't have to be a physical thing, it can be a mental thing or an emotional thing, then the less of yourself you become. But if you say, you know what, I don't like that, then you don't once you say that, you don't then say and insult them. Then you just say either I think this about you, which is not an insult, or you just go, yeah, I don't agree with you, and you just leave it in the middle. So that's another way I feel like you can definitely go and what am I looking for? Conquer your fears and be more authentic. Yeah. So, what's a couple more things I want to talk about? Oh, so recently, or a couple podcasts ago, I had a conversation with Melissa about me asking questions before giving her a reason as to why I'm asking the questions. And on the podcast, I thought like, I thought maybe I'm being toxic by doing that. That's what I thought, right? I don't think that's the case. I've been thinking about it since that day, and I'm like, I don't really think that's what's happening. I think, and because my mom had actually called me and told me that she understands Melissa because I do the same thing to her, and my dad used to do the same thing to my mom, and that kind of thing, right? But, and I thought the reason why the asking questions is a toxic, the reason why me asking questions is a toxic trait is because I'm removing the power from Melissa by just asking a question, right? Now, the reason why I've changed my mind on that is because this goes back to the spectrum that I have here, right? So I'm gonna call it a spectrum. Me asking a question, I'm not encroaching on her space, right? Because she still has the ability to say, "Why are you asking me that question?" Right? So once she says that to me, I can then answer her and say, well, I don't want to tell you I'm asking a question, just answer it. She can go, I don't want to answer it. So now I didn't encroach on her space and she didn't encroach on my space. I didn't insult her, she didn't insult me. I asked her a question, she said I don't want to answer it, right? Now the problem is that when I ask a question, she gets anxious because she doesn't know I'm asking the question, but she won't ask me why I'm asking the question. She'll just get anxious. And I feel like that's kind of annoying because it doesn't, if you want to know why I'm asking, you can ask me why I'm asking. Or you can just answer the question. Answer it exactly how I'm asking. So if I say, are you making lunch today? Yes, I am making lunch. Okay. Why do you ask? Oh, because I was looking for this, blah, 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 blah. If you want to know why I asked, then do that. But what annoys me is when I ask the question and then because she feel like she's being attacked by the question, she'll get defensive and be like, "You don't see the food on the thing on the counter. You don't see. Don't I always make you lunch?" And my thing is, I feel like that is starting to become more encroaching on my space because she's trying to hurt my feelings. That's what I think her goal is. Her goal is to try and feel. Her goal is to make me feel uncomfortable. That's a better way of putting it. It's hurting my feelings. Her goal is to make me feel uncomfortable by asking me those questions because she felt uncomfortable about me asking her the question. However, I don't think that my question was encroaching on her space. It's, are you making lunch today? That's it. Right? So I feel like I'm actually not really feeling that whole explain why I'm asking the question and then asking the question. I think that's more of her having to fix her anxiety about being asked a question because I feel like it might tie into her upbringing as to where her parents might ask her question and she feels like she's in trouble for the question and she doesn't want to answer the question because they're yelling, and then they actually made her not they made her be more submissive by not even challenging them on the question because she felt like, again, it's a fear, it wasn't actually real. She felt like she could not actually ask them why they were asking the question, or she couldn't even say, I'm not telling you. She didn't feel like she could do either one of those things, even though it's within all of her power to say, I'm not telling you because you can't force me to tell you. You can beat me all you want to, but you can't force me to tell you. Or if I ask you why and you don't want to tell me, I can then go back to point one, which is I don't have to tell you if I don't want to. And I feel like people don't do this enough. People have to protect their own space. If I feel uncomfortable with something, I go, I feel uncomfortable with this. I don't want to answer that question. Why are you asking me that? Because if I'm asking you a question, you have the power. Now, you can decide to either answer the question or not answer the question. That all comes up to you. And that's something I really wanted to, like, because I felt like I wasn't really feeling that. I tried it for a couple of weeks. I'm like, it doesn't really make sense to me. Because I'm like, now, if I want to ask a regular question, like, hey, where's the remote? I got to go, I'm looking for the remote. I can't find it. Have you seen the remote? As opposed to being like, have you seen the remote? Because then it's kind of like I said, she felt she's being attacked. Maybe she feel like, I think she lost the remote. I feel like she did something to the remote or something like that. So, like I said, that comes down to that whole power dynamic thing. And one day I'm gonna talk about it in depth, I think. But I really think that people need to figure out where their space is at, and be able to just say, I don't like that, I don't want to do that, and leave it at that. It don't have to be. It don't. And once you say it, you don't have to then try and make the other person feel bad. You just go, listen, you want to go out tonight? I don't want to. And if the other person tries to make you go, they're being toxic by doing that. One, but you can be like, listen, I'm fine, I'm not going. And now if you decide to black on them after that, then it's in your right to do that because you already told them no. They keep asking you. You can hang up the phone. You can start blacking. You could just be like, yo, get off my phone. You can do a lot of things, but this is after they tried to, after you told them no, and they're trying to emotionally guilt you into going by, come on, please, come on, or you never want to go out with us. I can't believe all you want to do is stay in the house. All types of weird, toxic shit that people have normalized over the last decades or centuries, whatever you want to call it. So that's why I'm not really a fan of that. And then also, this comes back to being, I guess, authentic, and kind of, like I said, knowing where your space is at. So me, one example is, like, I don't like when girls wear lingerie, right? To me, it's silly. I feel like for the most part it's silly because the majority of girls who try to wear lingerie don't work on their body enough to wear lingerie. They feel like, well, I'm a girl, I feel like I'm pretty, just because I exist, I didn't put any work in, I'm gonna wear lingerie. And then I feel like a lot of times, and it could just be me, I don't know if the other guys are like this, they may not say nothing, but I'm just like, you don't work out enough to look good in this lingerie, so don't put it on. And then on top of that, don't make it a thing. Like, if you want to, here's the thing. Let me rephrase that. Don't make it a thing. If I come in the house and my girl's wearing lingerie, I'm cool with that. But don't, like, make it into oh, you see me in my lingerie? Oh my God, look how good I look. It's like, don't do all of that. To me, it's sexy if I come in the house from work and my girl is just walking around the house in lingerie. I'm gonna be like, damn, what the fuck is going on? Ooh, shit. But if I'm laying in the bed and she comes over to me out the bathroom in some lingerie because she wants to have sex, I'm gonna be like, all right, like, that's like, I'm taking this off regardless. It doesn't do anything for me. So I'm just like, I would hope that girls who are wearing lingerie are either working on their body, not wearing lingerie, or a tip for y'all. This is, I'm pretty sure it'll work. I bet you it'll work. Just wear lingerie. Don't do it for no reason. Just do your regular thing. Do the regular things you do in the house. If you about to go cook, if you're about to go watch TV, if you're gonna read a book, if you're gonna even be on Instagram, just put lingerie on and don't do nothing. Just sit in the house and just be chilling. And I guarantee you, the result that you wanted from wearing lingerie in the first place will happen when you just come in the house and lay there. The guy's gonna be like, what the? He'll be touching you. He'll be feeling like, oh my God, what's this for? He'll be like, I feel like being cute today. They're gonna be like, what? They gonna want to fuck you. That's just how it is. But when you try and make them want to fuck you by wearing lingerie, I believe that guys don't really like that. I feel like it's kind of corny. So that's not really my thing. I think that's kind of weird. So, but yeah, cause she tried that the other day. I don't, and it's funny. She looks way better in it now because she's been working out, going to the gym. That should be fire, right? But in the beginning, I was like, It's not even her. It's like all of the girls that would wear it. I'm just like, all right, it's cool. Like it's whatever. I'm not really pressed on it. It's like I'm fine with you not doing that. It's like, and the problem with it too is that I feel like they think the lingerie is supposed to be the main course of this. And I'm like, no, it's a bonus. It's on top of whatever we're doing. It's like if you want to wear lingerie. If you don't, you don't. But don't make it the thing, especially if you don't know how to do nothing. If you can't do no backflips, you can't do no splits. You don't know how to do like a sexy, like an actual choreographed dance that you came up with or something. And even then, it's like I don't even know if I would like that. But maybe if you did like come and do something make it a if you can make it a thing make it a huge thing, make it like yo that shit was fire. Like again, even still the lingerie is not the main purpose of it. It would just be an accessory to what you're already doing in the bedroom. It's like if you want to come in and do fucking blowing fire or some shit, right? Then blow the fire while you're wearing lingerie, but don't feel like the lingerie is gonna make the fire blowing. It's just an accessory to that. So there's that. And what else I want to talk about for this? Oh, the last thing I want to talk about. So I got my stimulus check, right? And I've been spending it because I was gonna blow the whole thing because I feel like I earned it. I deserved it. I worked very hard on my life and my finances to be able to blow $1,200. So right now I have bought. Let's see what I got. My $1,200. I'm about to blow the whole $1,200. So I think I bought a garbage can because need one of those, like a nice garbage can though too. I got some boots. They come in today. Ooh, let me see. I feel like tomorrow, Thursday. Okay, so I bought two extension cords. I bought some down for my jacket because I feel like all of the freaking feathers came out or whatever they're called down. I need to try and get that done. Melissa was gonna make a video of her repairing the jacket, so that's gonna be kind of cool if it does work. Cause that's a very nice jacket. It used to be very warm, and now it's not very thin. I bought two bamboo pillows. The Bamboo Project. Bamboo pillows. I got some underwear because I've been wearing the same underwear for like 5+ years, and I just wash them. I thought if you wash them, you'd be fine, but I guess they're not. I bought some socks. I didn't know that there was a big difference in socks. Before, I used to wear socks. It would just be like, put my foot in a plastic bag. But now, I feel like somebody's hugging my feet. I feel like somebody's actually like holding my feet while I walk around the house. I'm like, this is fire. So I got some new socks. And I bought a raceway, which is, I think it's called a raceway, pretty much for the wires on the TV so that the wires are hidden on the wall. Because I don't really like the way they look just hanging out. It's too many wires. Like 3 of them hanging from the TV. No, gotta fix that. I bought some boots from work. I bought a garbage can, and I bought some, not pants. Oh, I bought 2 pair of sneakers. Nope, I didn't buy that with my stimulus money. I bought the pants, like pants for work to keep me warm. I bought like a jacket to keep me warm for work, and I think that's it. So I have all that I said I bought. I have like, and I bought some plugins. I bought some plugins too. Final Cut Pro. But with all of those things, I still have like $500 left, to between $500 and $700 left, something like that, right? And so I decided I was gonna buy a camera. I wanted to get the Sony A7 III. My friend recommended that to me, and I went to go buy it on Amazon. They have this equal pay situation. I was gonna use that, right? Because the camera costs $2,800. I'm like, I'm about to flex, right? I'm about to get this nice ass camera, but I'm not rich or nothing. So I was gonna do the equal pay shit. And it was gonna be like $182 a month for 18 months. I'm like, I could pay that off. That's light work, right? So this doesn't make no sense to me, but I think I figured out why this happens. So Amazon charges me the whole amount of the camera, and then I have to pay them in installments. I don't know how I don't if I had the money to buy the camera, I would buy the camera. Why are you gonna charge me the whole amount of the camera and then make me pay you in installments? That's retarded. So I ended up not getting the camera. I didn't get that one because it had a bundle. The camera was like $23 $300, and it came with like lenses and memory cards and tripods and photo software and mad different stuff. I was like, oh, this is about to be fire. Cause I'm like, I want to upgrade the quality of the channel with for the podcast. For the podcast and for the podcast and for the Melissa's videos too. I think it'd be fire, but I'm not getting that camera now. So, because they said they tried charging my card, they didn't have that much money in my credit card, so it was like it's a dub. But it went through at first, and then it's like, no, we're not doing this. So then what else? So now I'm looking to get some other cameras. I'm gonna try and find me a nice like a vlogging type camera to use. Cause like I said, Melissa got some new clothes, so she can be taking a lot of new pictures and stuff. She's been doing her hair. She bought some hair to do. It's like, like I said, we try to upgrade our life. I felt like the most important thing about YouTube for us is not our main thing. It's like, it's just a section of it. So I don't intend to make all of my money from YouTube, but I do want the quality to be better. But the quality of our life will improve, and then that will translate into the YouTube videos, which will then make the YouTube videos better videos. So that's the goal for that. So I'm gonna look into those cameras. But that's the end of this podcast. Episode 8 is finally done. I think that was pretty good, about an hour and 45 minutes or so. It's a good podcast. So we're on Instagram. We have something called the Bamboo Project _food, because we have an electric diet. We're trying to be healthy as possible. Like I said, it's about improving our life. It's not just about, making money. We want to make our lives better and then make money off of our lives being better. We have the Bamboo Project _sports. And because of this whole coronavirus thing, that might take a while to come back, because we don't know when we can actually play basketball again. I'm gonna be coaching. I want to be training people at some point. We have, what else? We have the Bamboo Project music. Melissa's working on her singing. We have the Bamboo Project clothes. Melissa's been making her own clothes. We have the Bamboo Project fitness. Right, Melissa's been in the gym, well, in the apartment working on her body. And we can say we have all the things on there, so you can see us right now. What you would see on those pages, pretty much us building the pages up. So it's gonna be you're getting a preview as to what it looks like to build a brand before it's actually a very big brand. You get to see that, and I think that that's very valuable. It's like art, because it'll be way more valuable in the future. It's like when somebody dies, because when a famous artist dies or painter dies, the art becomes more valuable. So we won't be dying, but our old selves will be dying. So who we are today will never be again tomorrow, and so on and so forth. So in 2 or 3 years from now, the content that we make today will be very valuable, because you'll be able to see, wow, I saw where they were years ago. Like, that shit's crazy. They really made a big jump. So I'm like, I already know people, because I know for me, I wanted to look back when I used to look up different successful people. They never had footage of how they were at this point. They have footage of when they first got famous, but they didn't have any footage of like when they were in their house writing raps or acting. They don't really have that kind of. They may have one video from their mom or whatever. But I feel like we're in an era where you can actually see the whole thing. And not only that, I plan to be one of the most successful people of my generation growing up. So I want to change the world. I want to change a lot of things. I want to do a lot. So like I said, this is just me right now. I'm doing what I need to do to be able to free up the time to be more creative, to actually do the bigger things that I want to do. So you can find us on all of those different Instagrams to find out how we eat, the clothes that we wear, because we're going to have our own clothes that are made from scratch. We're going to have a lot of different things. So Bamboo Project out. Oh, before Steve Jobs, one more thing. Like I said, I really enjoy people, their feedback. I really, really enjoy it. That was one of the main things I wanted for the podcast, is like to be able to engage with people. Because like I said, I want to be able to hear other people's perspectives, so it helps me to challenge what I already think. And if I agree, I put it in a bucket of I agree. If I don't agree, I try to understand. Like if I don't understand, I try to understand, so I can go, okay, this is a different perspective. I get it now, to try and improve on what I'm thinking. Because I said that's how you grow. So like I said, please, I'm enjoying the DMs. They're fun. I'm gonna call back on Instagram video call when I'm done with this to talk about the last video podcast episode seven, the first part one. Like I said, DMs, phone calls, texts, all of that stuff. I love all that stuff. So I love to talk about these things, and I feel like one of the main reasons why I started this podcast is because it's an extension of myself. These are things I already do before I started the podcast. I already like talking to people. I like real actual conversations, not just high and by. Oh, hey, I don't like those conversations. I like actually sitting down with somebody and talking, having an actual in-depth conversation. I don't like short form convos. I like long form conversation, which is why my podcast be so long, because I like to actually get my thoughts out. So, and like I said, I'm going to post the stuff on the podcast page. You can see the DM that I've gotten. And like I said, everything's going to be blocked out. You're not going to see anybody's name. The Bamboo Project out.